Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today is Annabelle's 6-month baby update. She's wondering who I'm talking to and looking at me like I'm crazy. But she seriously looks so big right now. Look at how big you're getting. So I wanted to talk about a few things in this video. The first thing I wanted to talk about is her schedule, how much I'm supplementing, why I'm doing it, her weight gain, all the fun things she's doing. In her 5-month update, I mentioned briefly that I'm giving her formula occasionally, and there was a lot of confusion in the comments, and I got a lot of actually just nasty comments from people and other moms, which is very surprising to me because it's like, I don't know why you do that. But basically telling me that I'm lazy because I'm giving her formula and not pumping out my breast milk. So I'm gonna clear up that whole debacle that went on in last month's video and tell you guys why I'm doing it, why I feel like it's right for us, and also obviously all the fun things she's doing, all of her milestones and how much she weighs and everything like that. Hopefully she will keep it together in this video, but she's looking in the mirror over there at me being like, who are you talking to? So first things first, I wanted to tell you guys about her outfit because I know I'll get questions and it's one of my favorites. It's like this little pink checked dress. It's a halter dress and it looks like this in the back. It has little frills. It's so cute. I'll link it below. And the best part is her butt. If I could just show you guys. Look at that bow butt. So cute. These little bloomers are so cute. It also has trim along the bottom. That's little doily trim. Anyways, the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is her schedule, and I feel like there are moms that are so for schedules, and then there are other moms that are so against schedules, and they kind of just let their baby dictate whatever they want. In last month's video, I briefly kind of talked about that I kind of just let Annabelle guide me, and I think that's kind of confusing to some people because I talk about her being on a schedule and her taking a nap at this time and a nap at this time. As much as I let her guide me with her needs and stuff like that, she's definitely put herself on her own schedule. So I will leave the schedule below if you guys want to kind of look at it and see if your baby is around the same kind of schedule. So she wakes up around 7 o'clock, which I'm so thankful because for a while she's waking up at 5:30 or 6, and that extra hour and a half or hour really helps me just I don't know, get more sleep obviously. So yeah, she wakes up at 7 and then she has her first nap around 9-ish or maybe 8:30 to 9, and then she'll sleep for 45 minutes to an hour. And then she'll have 2 other naps. So she did drop, I think, 1 nap. So right now she is still having 3 naps. So yeah, I don't know. She just seems to like it like that. A lot of people are telling me to drop another nap, but she's actually going to bed much easier than she was last month. I briefly talked about on my channel that I was interested in looking at ways of sleep training. Well, I got so desperate last month to have her just go to sleep without us rocking her and without her crying herself to sleep that I ended up putting her in her crib and I could barely stand her crying for 30 seconds. So I don't really think the cried out method is for me now. I'm not knocking the method at all. I think it works obviously for so many of you guys, but I think right now it'll be a last resort because mentally I don't know if I could take it. So right now I feel like I'm fine not sleep training just because for whatever reason babies change so much, and we have a glider over there where I basically just glide her to sleep or rock her to sleep in that, so I don't have to stand up and do anything crazy like the lunges I was doing in my vlogs last month. So it's much easier to put her to sleep for whatever reason. I don't know, her needs change all the time, but yeah, so I just glide her to sleep for every nap and bedtime, and I think for a lot of people that would drive you nuts, but for me it is so much better than having to do lunges and go outside and do all this crazy stuff and have Doug bop her around the whole apartment. So yeah, it's so much easier now, and I am looking into a non-cried out sleep training, but we are going away for a week, me and Annabelle, to visit my sister in Tennessee. Oh gosh, you found my finger. So I'm not going to do that until we get back because they say not to go on vacations or not to interrupt the training. So yeah, I will leave a link to the article that I'm kind of going to base off everything from as far as training her to sleep on her own. But I seriously love co-sleeping with her. As much flack as I get from people telling me that co-sleeping is wrong and bad, I seriously don't care because it feels so right. I know that sounds weird, but I don't know, just my mother's intuition, and it just feels like it's the best for us right now. And as many people talk about how co-sleeping is wrong, there are a ton of people that co-sleep, I'm realizing, and they're just not talking about it as much because they do it and it's just easy for them. My sister actually co-slept with both of her kids and she loved it. So yeah, Doug and I like it for now, but we do want to transition her to her crib like gently next month. And maybe I'll vlog some of it so you guys can see just like what we're doing and our progress and everything, if you guys want to try the non-cried out method. As far as her feeding schedule, she is breastfed every 2 hours during the day, so it's still really often. I get a lot of questions about how often, you know, you should feed your baby and things like that. I think it's as much as your baby wants to eat. Apparently they're gonna feed more during the day if they sleep longer at night, which is her. I think she wakes up like once during the night. She seems to like that schedule and it's working for us, even though it does seem like I'm feeding her all the time. It's definitely not near as much as I was, you know, the first like 2 months of her life when she was cluster feeding. As far as supplementation, she still is supplemented, and like I said in the beginning of the video, I got a lot of like just like annoying comments from people being like, you're a lazy mom because you don't pump your breast milk and give it to her. Well, let me just tell you that for the first like 3 months of Annabelle's life, if you guys have followed my channel, you'll know that I was triple feeding her. And if you don't know what that means, it's basically where you feed your baby from the boob and then you pump your boobs for 20 minutes. So that's the second feed of the triple feed. And then the third feed is you give your baby your pumped breast milk. So I was doing that every 2 hours during the day and I think twice at night for months. So that is just not a life you want to live. Like, it's just not sustainable, and it's something that like really is, I don't know, it just like affects you emotionally and like physically when you're just pumping your boobs like around the clock throughout the day and a lot at night as well. You don't get as much sleep, and I just felt like my relationships were being strained because of it. It was highly stressful because I just wasn't seeing like enough output in my pumping sessions. When I was pumping, I was getting, I think, like 1/2 ounce to 2 ounces at the most. And I think that's because I got mastitis. If you guys have seen, you know, my videos, you'll know I got mastitis in my left boob. So when I got that, I swear, like after, you know, everything healed and I wasn't experiencing any pain from it, I just don't feel like that boob produces as much milk as like my other boob. I know it's kind of strange if you've never had it, but I don't know why it did that. You guys can let me know if you've had mastitis and that was I guess like that's what happened to you when you recovered from it. But ever since I got that, I just don't produce as much milk as I did before. So that's why I'm supplementing, and yeah, I just quit pumping around the clock. I just don't think it's like right for like our situation, and I just don't feel like I can do that for an entire year of her being breastfed, because I do want to breastfeed for at least a year. So yeah, that's why I'm supplementing. And if anybody wants to like, you know, criticize me for giving her some formula here and there, I'm still primarily giving her breast milk, and I mean, she's honestly like always on the boob every 2 hours, so I don't feel like I'm doing anything wrong, and that's just like what's right for us. I know it's annoying that I have to justify myself, but there are so many comments in the last month's video that I have to kind of like talk about it, and I don't like to ignore like what's going on in the comment section of my videos. I like to always, you know, like address your guys', you know, I guess like questions and stuff. So yeah, that is what we're doing. We don't give her the bottle just because we've gotten into like a groove of the SNS system. I know the SNS for some people is the most annoying thing, and it totally was like a nightmare for the first 2 months. I hated the SNS system. I thought it was like just so annoying to have to put it, you know, on your boob and get it in the right spot and make it work. But I have gotten so good at like just slipping it in her mouth that it just doesn't faze me anymore. So I just have never needed to give her a bottle. Doug did give her a bottle, I think like last month, and she took to it, but honestly, I'm around her all the time that there's just no need for her to have one right now, so we're just gonna stick with that. So as far as supplementation, we're giving her the Similac, I think it's the sensitive formula. I will link it below if you guys want to check it out, but she hasn't had any problems with it. She still has like regular bowel movements, and I do notice that her bowel movements are definitely less frequent now that we're giving her some formula mixed in with her breast milk. So it's not like every other day, or I don't even know how much you know, 100% breastfed baby, I think it's like every day or something. But when we gave her a little bit of formula, she definitely goes a lot less. I do give her about 3 to 4, sometimes 5 ounces a day, depending on the day and how much I feel like she needs. And that's kind of just like what we've kind of come to terms with our pediatrician, because we look at Annabelle's weight and see where she should fall. And we've only been doing this after I got mastitis. So before I got mastitis, I was giving her just breast milk, so I kind of think that's where the confusion came with you guys. And I was pumping and giving her the extra breast milk just because I felt like she needed it. But now that's like I had that annoying thing happen to me, I just know that she's not getting enough, so I have to give her some formula. So some of her milestones is she is not like fully rolling over on her own. Like she doesn't roll over for fun. We have to kind of like, I don't know, persuade her to roll over. So we'll put a toy there and we'll just kind of like lean her leg over. She's definitely not rolling all over the floor like some babies are. So she's just a little lazy in that way, but she is standing really well. Doug always says that he thinks she's gonna walk before she crawls like some babies, but I have no idea what's gonna happen. But I feel like she has really good leg strength and she loves to stand more than anything. She's definitely a lot more aware, oh, she just dropped her book. She's definitely a lot more aware of her surroundings this past month than she was when she was 5 months old. I feel like this is definitely one of the biggest changes from 5 to 6 months old. She just like, I don't know, she wants what she wants when she wants it. I feel like she's very like, I don't know, she's very opinionated, I can already tell, because she's now been like pushing her toys off her table. I think that's because she's like, I don't know like why they do that, I forget, one of you guys told me, but I think it's to know that like it's gone and then it's here, I don't know, but she is pushing her toys off, and when we go to restaurants she like screeches because she like wants our food and she wants like whatever's on the table. So she's definitely coming into her own and being a very opinionated little baby. The other thing that has been huge this month is something called object permanence. It's basically when she knows when I leave the room, because she like knows when I'm there and she knows when I'm gone. And before she kind of like, I don't know, whenever something was gone, it was out of sight, out of mind, she didn't think about it, but now she like knows it was there and now it's gone. So she'll cry a little bit when I leave the room and I have to come in and like tell her I'm only just like right here, I'll be back. So yeah, she definitely knows when I'm gone, which is gonna be something that is a huge change because that means they're always gonna want you around. The highlights of this month were definitely her going to her first beach day. She did not like the feeling of the cold water, obviously, because Doug or I don't even really like it, but we had to dip her toe in because she had to like feel the ocean. I hope she's gonna like the water as much as I did growing up, because we went to the beach every other weekend or every weekend sometimes in the summer. And she also has been playing on the playground. We only really just push her in the baby swing because she can finally like support her whole body, like to sit in it so she doesn't flop over. The other big thing we did this month was fly with her across country. If you guys watch our vlogs, you'll know we went to Raleigh and Charleston with her, and the plane flight was not bad at all. And flying with a baby isn't as daunting as some people make it sound, because I just feel like when you're in the airport, you get so many more perks when you have a baby with you. You get to like board first, which is amazing, and then you also get to check your stroller at the gate, which if you bring your stroller, then I would highly recommend that if you're flying with your baby. You just get a lot more help from people when you are in the airport with your baby. She slept mostly on the flight, but when she was awake, we just like occupied her with her books and her toys and stuff. So yeah, it really wasn't that hard. I breastfed on the plane. Nobody was like looking at me weird because everybody's like sleeping. So that wasn't too hard. Mama. Mama. Say mama. So that's about it for Annabelle's 6-month update. If you think she's cute and her outfit's cute, then give it a thumbs up for us. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you are new. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you in our next video.